did that stuff.
Thanks, Big Fairy.
What you are about to hear will blow your mind.
Give me money. Hello.
Live from the new kingdom, it's the Out Big Dumb Mouth podcast. Now, here's your hosts, Midnight Mike, Joe, and Gretchen.
I took my shirt off and walked around the news office by the bathroom and I said, look.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another fun-filled podcast adventure. Hooray. My name is Midnight Mike, and Cratchit is over there on screen. Yes.
I hate this place.
I hate this place. Nothing works here.
Medications don't work.
Medications don't work.
I've been here for 7
I've been here for 7 years.
Nothing
Next
works here. I hate this place. Nothing works here. The medications don't work.
It's tricky. He doesn't follow the same order of complaints. He really it's not like in the same sequence over and over again. So you really got to pay attention if you want to start singing that to yourself and be accurate. Oh boy, people! I've been up since 2 a.m. More sleeping trouble.
People.
More sleeping problems for myself.
Have you saged your house yet?
Yes, we've saged. I might do it again tonight. But it's not just me. I'm getting these notes from people on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Mm-hmm. People are writing in saying, "Mike, I too."
What about Snap Chimp?
I'm not on Snapchat. Not on Snapchat. Not on
TikTok?
Snapchat. I don't go on
Threads,
TikTok.
Blue Sky?
I don't. No.
YouTube?
Well, yeah, actually, some people in the YouTube comments have mentioned that they can't sleep, and it's not everyone. And some people said it started 4 months ago, but I would say a good chunk of people that have contacted me say that their sleeping problems also started about 8 to 10 weeks ago, and that's right around for us. That's where it was, July at some point. And we're looking for solutions. We did have one good night of sleep about 2 days ago, and then last night, absolute dog crap of sleep. Sorry, family show. I know that, but so what this means is that the things that I want to do with the show, I don't know if I can today. I have articles, I have stories. I'm confused. I'm tired. I'm old. I'm scared. And so I'm going on pure instinct of what to do with the show. And so I'm probably going to rely on Cratchit for some goofy news stories. I'm going to rely on some calls. And I'm going to do the best job.
We could do an extended phone call segment today.
Oh, people don't like that.
Sometimes they do if it's good.
It's hit or miss. But what I'm going to say, I'm going to dig deep. And we're going to make this show happen. I have articles. We're going to go through most of what I had. I know last week I promised talking about Bigfoot Kangaroo.
Yeah, where's our Yowie Kangaroo fight?
I read through the article this morning, and I'm not happy with it.
Uh-oh.
It is basically like a little bit of a review of a new book that came out. And the book about this person's adventure in Australia is like a 700-page book. It's an unedited manuscript of this person's time in
like a travel log or something?
Yeah, pretty much like a travel log that's unedited. So I can read a little bit of it. It doesn't really.
Is the title of it at least Adventures of the Yowie and the Kangaroo?
No, I don't believe so.
Oh.
So I don't know if I should order this 700-page book or not. I doubt I will.
Are you going to read? It'll probably help put you to sleep. But
yeah, it probably would. I don't know. Maybe we'll get to that article. We have plenty of other things to get to. Shag Harbor article, which is a big incident that seems to be popping up. And the most curious reason why I'd bring it up, again, is that Popular Mechanics is talking about this. Popular Mechanics notorious for trying to debunk pretty much anything conspiratorial or out there, on the periphery of science and thought. They have habitually and historically have tried to be as skeptical as possible, but then past 5 years they've done a turnaround and they seem to be all in on UFOs. So we'll talk about what they're saying about Shag Harbor. And I got some mainstream articles, and also, Gretchen, I have a list of 10 conspiracy theories that try to rewrite history.
Is the conspiracy that they're trying to rewrite history? The conspiracy they're trying to modify existing conspiracies that we're familiar with and change what we know happened.
No, it is these conspiracy theories, if accepted as truth, will alter mainstream history. So, it's something to think about.
Stuff like the Sphinx is far older than it seems.
That's not in the list.
Oh.
That's not, amazingly, that's not in the list. So I'm sure that the list could be 11, maybe even 12.
Why is the Sphinx 10,000 years older than the pyramids?
I don't know. But why delay? Let's get into some headlines here and all the news that you need to know about.
Wow, that was an aggressive start from what's that guy's name? Mr. Mustache.
Mr. Mustache, Dr. Mustache,
Doctor Disrespect.
Yeah.
Wow,
he's much more aggressive than I am. I'm tired. I'd be like Dr. Tired on the gaming stream.
You're the I'm tired.
Yeah, I'd be like the I'm tired gamer.
I'm tired.
I'm a tired gamer. The tired gamer that pass out on stream.
You just sit there off to the side mumbling. The guys are playing the game.
People would have to donate to wake me up with a chime. Like, oh.
Donate $20 a super chat to
wake Mike.
Wake up Mike.
Hey, that's not a bad gag. I kind of like that.
Friend of the show, Booberry, in years past, and he and I were talking, this was a couple years ago, we were talking about we could rig incoming, donations or things like that to ArtNet or to DMX controls to change lights and MIDI for sounds and things like that. Mm-hmm. So it's certainly possible to do.
Oh yeah,
that you could have donation levels would wake you up.
Yeah, I thought about that too. Not only for this show, but for doom scrolling. Like I'd have to run like a local server, and that local server would have to have access to some sound cues or stuff like that. Like once it gets to a certain level, then it would trigger something. And yeah, I could do that. I just I haven't wanted to develop that API yet. So maybe once I get some time.
Also reminds me that Chris23 at one point was wearing a chat. So I don't know how he had it rigged, but a chat-driven shock collar.
Oh, so yeah, yeah. That is true.
Yes.
I'm not there yet. I've
not quite to the level of performance art like that.
I've been shocked. I've been tased. And
like today?
No, in the past, like 2006. There was one New Year's Eve, I think in 2006, 2007, on the cusp there. My band at the time, 1.3, was playing with my buddy Spanky band, his band, Salvage. There's a bunch of other people playing on New Year's Eve, and my bass player, Scott, brought his Taser with him to the show.
Just because you do?
He got it for someone gave it to him as a Christmas present. And so we were taking turns tasering each other, just like nonchalantly, like you're standing at the bar, and then you'd feel like a big in your back, and like as you're taking a drink. And we were just taking turns with it. And I remember I really made Spanky mad. He was on stage playing, and I went up to his side and I shocked him while he was playing. And I've never seen Spanky so mad at me. He gave me this death stare, and it was the last time I ever did anything like that to Spanky. But that night was a lot of shenanigans. I remember we were downstairs in the basement of Rivari Room, Hound Dog's Pizza, and we were doing shots. And at the time, there's a local celebrity in Columbus named Damon's X. He was huge on public access. He was doing weird avant-garde video artwork on local public access, and he was a bit of a local celebrity, and he saw what we were doing, and he wanted to get involved with the shocking and the shenanigans. And so we said, Damon, take a bunch of shots of like a Jägermeister. As you puke it up, we're going to shock you.
Oh, good Lord.
And he agreed to do it. So he did it, and then our buddy John did it. It was this bunch of debauchery that was going on. There's actually videotape of that somewhere. I haven't found it yet, but it is somewhere. But anyways, we got to get to some news, people. Those are the good times.
That wasn't the news?
No, that wasn't. That was news from 2006, 2007. So
it was a good year for studying.
That was a great time. All right, I'm going to play the music again. We're going to roll into some hardcore news.
Hardcore news.
Now for today's news.
You may have heard of this one, Cratchit. This is
I did. Oh, sorry.
This is very concerning news. People have been talking about this. And but here we go. This is it. This is what we suspected all along. FBI embedded 275 plainclothes agents in the January 6th crowds.
Okay.
You mean the violent armed insurrection in which 10 people died?
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember, this is where we got the beeps from. When they were asking, I think at the time
about Ray Epps.
They were asking about Ray Epps. They were asking about any other type of undercover people there. And since it was during COVID, they had to beep people in and out.
Well, no, that is
that wrong?
The annoying thing to me is you had everything right there, but that's not why they did it. They did it because the FBI is one of these organizations who likes to be a little standoffish. They like to we're different than you, so I can appear remotely in your congressional hearing, even though the room's full of people.
Yeah, no shit.
I couldn't possibly drive the 30 minutes to be there, or however long it takes to actually probably less than that, the 10 minutes to get there. I'm going to be on remote, and then that way I can just be in my conference room.
It was a hell of a time then. But here's the article. Rep. Barry Loudermilk. That's a hell of a name. Representative Barry Loudermilk.
We got a lot of milk.
Chairman of the House January 6th Select Subcommittee said this week his panel is focused on the number and role of paid informants present during the January 6, 2021 demonstrations, and that's what they say here. They say demonstrations, not riot or insurrection, demonstrations, and whether intelligence from those sources was properly shared with law enforcement. Quote, one thing that we have learned, and this came on the tail end of the Biden administration, when their Department of Justice admitted they had more than 24 paid informants embedded in the crowd. Loudermilk said to Just the News on September 23rd, 2025, he added, with that many paid informants being in the crowd, we want to know how many were in the crowd, how many were in the building, but also I want to know were they paid to inform or instigate. Loudermilk further asked, but of these informants, if they were paid to inform, what information did the FBI actually get from them? How did they know that this was coming? And he asserted, if they had that many paid informants, I believe that they did know it was coming.
We got a lot of milk.
Loudermilk. Well, yeah, and they were, if you remember at the time, the FBI was very cagey about how many people, how many undercovers they had there.
Initially, none.
Yeah, zero.
Hey, whatever happened to that pipe bomb?
Still looking into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We don't know what's happening.
So they're making a distinction. The FBI, at least they were making a distinction between undercover, paid informants, and plain clothes. So they could say we only had 10 undercover agents there. Meanwhile, they had 260 plain clothes FBI agents there. And so they're playing word games. Mm-hmm. To avoid making themselves look bad, and now it does appear there's video emerging where they have identified more people that are probably informants or federal employees in some capacity that were definitely instigating, if not tearing down or tearing out windows, going far beyond just informing and observing. So this could certainly spiral out of control. Lord knows what's going to happen. I doubt anybody's going to go to jail, and we will see a slap on the wrist, and that's about it. But hey, what people suspected is true. Yeah, there were probably a good number of people that were non-informants, non-agents there, doing a lot of damage, doing a lot of vandalism, insurrecting, if you will. But it looks like this whole thing really was instigated.
It was definitely manipulated.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was a lot of that going on. You could even call it potentially, if you're going to go with the what they did was a crime, you could go with this was entrapment.
Yeah.
So either way, it messes with the narrative. Now, granted, this is long enough after the fact that people will have forgotten, and they'll have moved on, and they're not paying any attention to it. And so January 6th will still be 9/11 times 1,000, and it will be the worst day of death in the U.S. history since the Civil War. All these over the top hyperbole or hyperbolic statements. No one's going to ever go back, and no one's going to get arrested. No one's going to jail. No one's going to get reprimanded for this.
No, probably not. But there is some good news out there, Cretched. I'm not sure if you want good news, but I'm going to give it to you. Americans are getting their news. It's not like they just have their heads in the sand. The problem is 1 in 5 Americans now regularly get their news from TikTok.
Hello.
Yes, 1 in 5 Americans are getting their news straight from TikTok. And so this is a pure...
Where do you get your news from? You go to TikTok?
I don't go to TikTok very often.
How much TikTok do you guys use on doom scrolling?
Oh, it's like 90% TikTok.
Wrong.
Well, I'll say this. Sam gets the majority. I would say majority TikTok with sprinkles of Instagram. And luckily, doom scrolling, I don't consider it to be a hardcore news show. It's much more,
I would hope not.
we don't cover like a lot of news. We cover like sports conspiracies, spiritual stuff, paranormal, weird stuff. We occasionally talk about current events, but according to this Pew Research Center, a fifth of U.S. adults, this is U.S. adults here, now regularly get their news from TikTok, up from just 3% in 2020. In fact, during that span, no social media platform we've studied has experienced faster growth in news consumption, according to a new Pew Research analysis. Well, I guess that's concerning, but I don't know the quality of that news.
Are they getting news where somebody's talking about a topic, and so you get a short 1-minute video or whatever? They're very short. Or are they getting little snippets of full news reports, or are they? What is that? What does that mean when they say they're getting it from TikTok? Yeah,
it's tough to know unless we're diving into like the news sector on TikTok. But here's what they link here. I'll play this first video as an example.
So something I would like to raise.
Well, maybe you're gonna
have to boost, rotate, and enhance that.
Yeah, definitely do. So I don't want to dismiss it. I mean, it's just with YouTube and what we do, there's opinion, there's bias thrown into each news story. But we at least try to read the articles for the most part. I attempt to read the articles and I try to get to the bottom of the article because that's really where they wind it up, and that's the meat of it. I don't know what's going on TikTok, so we'll see.
So something I would like to raise, which was actually my first published paper, was how you and the Likud party are something I would like ideological cloth as Trump and the GOP in America. And so specifically with Charlie Kirk's assassination, who was a big mentor of mine, he was my first mentor in the space, evangelicals, from all my research, evangelicals are the reason.
They're saying this is news. This seems more like a documentary style thing. This is a
Does
girl.
this lady have a question? Because she's been talking for 4 minutes. And
well, she's like, this is like a round table with Netanyahu, Prime Minister of Israel.
So you're just saying this is straight up Israeli propaganda.
It could be propaganda at that point. Yeah. So how is this news? I don't know if this is news.
President Netanyahu, why are you so awesome?
Yeah.
And if we wanted to be as awesome as you are, how do we get there?
I don't. If they consider that news, we're in trouble. We're in big trouble. So I just putting it out there, people. We'll move on.
Wait. Before we move on, I'm going to find this article. To your point, I want to track down where this came from.
It came from Pew Research.
Right. Well, where's that?
It's at the very bottom, Pew Research Center. I'll break open the actual research.
And then we go down here.
They got graphs.
Look at all these numbers. Look at all this stuff on here, Mike. We could have missed all. Oh, the 65-year-olds, they're not getting anything from TikTok.
They can barely find the app. Look at that. I mean, it's really hitting 18 to 29-year-olds. That's it. Yeah, my age group, which is, early 30s to, 40, late 40s, I just got a new haircut. People tell me I look much younger.
So this says up 22%, up from 22%. Oh, well, don't put more than half. Use your words, people. 55%. Okay. By the way, it does amuse me. They're still doing the X, formerly Twitter thing.
Yeah.
Because, that's apparently difficult. But they don't say what they mean by news. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. And that's really what we need to define what news is. And they're not doing that.
No, it says this is an update of a post originally from November 15, 2023. So they updated it 2 years later. Here are the questions. Aha. Thank you, Pew Research. Here are the questions used. So this is the actual questionnaire, 8 pages if you want it.
Yeah.
Did they talk about what they mean by news?
Yeah, right.
I don't know if they did. I don't think they did.
No, they don't.
It sucks.
This is bullshit.
It just says how often you get news from, how often you get news stories.
Do they just consider going on TikTok getting news? Like by the act of me opening the app, I'm being informed on the news.
This one says news platforms with, which they're abbreviating news platforms as Newsplat.
Oh, okay.
I like that term.
Yeah.
Newsplat.
Now for today's news.
Newsplat. It says news platforms, which they define as news and information, but they don't ever tell you what they mean by news.
I like being informed.
Yeah, I don't know.
Look at these headlines.
I raise the same questions on this one.
Well,
but to your point, people 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever, 20 years ago, I guess, the rise of social media, people were getting their information from social media, and I think they're still going to continue to do so.
Yeah, I think a majority of Americans, if you ask them, they would tell you they feel well informed. But I don't, just from what we see,
we know that's not true.
That can't be the case.
No.
But they feel that way. They feel like, hey, they got a good grasp on what's going on. They understand the topics and the current events, and they feel as though they can speak to it. It's just filled with raw sewage. Because as...
raw sewage.
Yeah.
Citizens no longer know what to believe.
Yeah.
Raw sewage.
Raw sewage. I will just let people know, and I do bring this up on occasion. I highly recommend it. I get all my news from Dick Cheney's personal website, dickviews.com.
Yep.
It's not real.
Maybe it is.
You know what is real is factcheckgov.com.
That is.
Wait, does that still work?
Factcheckgov.com. Go there, people.
Yes, it does. Okay, good.
Oh, good.
Make sure that every now sometimes I forget about stuff I did 5 years ago and have to check and see if it still works.
Let's get some more news going. Come on.
All right.
Now, we like to laugh here at OBDM. We do.
Yes.
We like to...
Not a laugh.
We like to inform. Well, you want like a laugh? I got coughs right here. That's Biden coughing.
If you're going to do that, then I need Seagal going... Oh, God. And that's way down in there, too.
But we do like to laugh here. And so we're going to do some laughter news. I don't like that. That's kind of, well, funny news. Comedy news. You know, what's going on in comedy nowadays.
Hey, speaking of comedy, can you drop kick the image feed?
Yeah, that's
stuck.
Funny. That's a funny idea.
It is funny.
There we go. So here's the headline here. And this is a big deal. Riyadh Comedy Festival draws fire over Human Rights Watch condemnation. So Pete Davidson and Bill Burr are set to perform in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia.
That's some good news on that front.
So this is I don't when I picture Saudi Arabia in my head, I don't picture them sitting around laughing unless they're doing horrific things to people, which
or counting money.
Counting money, yes, they can count their money as oil flows, but it's not what I would call like a funny country, But maybe they're trying to change that. So we'll read this article here. Saudi Arabia's Riyadh Comedy Festival sparked outrage this week, with several U.S. comedians criticizing the high-profile event and Human Rights Watch condemning the festival, while urging performers like Pete Davidson and Bill Burr to publicly urge the Saudi authorities to free unjustly detained Saudi dissidents, journalists, and human rights activists. So they're going to say that to the Saudis? I don't think so. These guys are getting paid mega bucks. You know that. And so Bill Burr, he's been pretty much on a social activism kick for the past 10 years. They must have threw him a lot of money. But,
So you're saying, Mike, if they wanted your band to show up over there and they said, Mike, here's $2 million, come over here to our festival and play.
Let's do it.
Do it?
I probably would, because I don't know.
That's how they get headliners to these things.
I don't know.
Beyonce or Taylor Swift to do a concert in Riyadh.
Of course. That's how the former Syrian president got Hollywood actresses and stuff like that. You throw enough money at these people, they'll come hang out at your party.
Yeah.
You can get Beyonce to play your private party if you have $20 million to throw. They'll do it. And so
you wait 10 years and it'll be far cheaper.
Exactly. You get them when they're on the downturn. But for these guys,
I can't get David Lee Roth to leave my house after we invited him over for a kid's 8th birthday party. He's still here.
He's got nothing better to do. He really doesn't. The 7th anniversary of the Jamal Khashoggi brutal murder is no laughing matter.
Wait, how do they bring that up? How is that attached to this? Is it called the Khashoggi Comedy Festival?
No, but it happened last time Trump was in power. That's what I suspect.
Oh, you're right. Hey, remember this? Also Trump bad.
We don't know everything about Khashoggi. He may have been some sort of CIA informant or attached to intelligence in some way.
He was a journalist, Mike. No, he was a columnist. Remember that?
He was, I know, but his background was checkered, and we don't know everything was going on there. But according to this article, the 7th anniversary of the Jamal Khashoggi's brutal murder is no laughing matter, and comedians are receiving hefty sums from Saudi authorities. They shouldn't stay silent on prohibited issues like human rights or free speech, says Yowie, a Saudi Arabia researcher at Human Rights Watch. He said in a September 23rd statement. So he's trying to urge these people to use their platform to apply pressure to the people who just gave them a crap ton of money, which is probably not going to happen, but you never know.
That was a hell of a laugh.
Yeah, it was. The lineup.
That was the one of the dudes from Red Letter Media.
Yeah, it is. That's Rich. The lineup starts. So it started yesterday, September 26th to October 9th. The festival, the Saudi Arabia.
It's a long festival.
That is a long festival there. So
you expect me to go camp for that entire time?
Oh, you think they're going to force you to camp in the desert like it's Burning Man?
Mm-hmm. You stay here.
Burr is set to perform. Pete Davidson, Aziz Ansari.
Aziz Ansari.
Okay. Hannibal Buress, Jimmy Carr, Dave Chappelle's, but I can see Dave Chappelle going.
You should catch a ride with him.
Oh yeah, he is this down in Yellow Springs. I could ask if we could, carpool there. You want to carpool to Saudi to Riyadh?
Hey, do you got room in your suitcase?
Maz Jabroni, Sam Morrell, Mark Normand, Nimish Patel, and Tom Segura. Well, that is a heavyweight comedy festival right there. That's kind of impressive. Why wasn't Sam Tripoli invited? That's why. Why wasn't I? Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Sam Tripoli, what's up, Sam?
That's because they don't want doom scrolling to be preempted again.
That's true. Quote, I get the routing and then I see the number and I'll go, Davison said as he explained his reasoning for going. I've been getting a little bit of flack just because my dad died at 9/11. So they're like, how could you possibly go there? Because he wants money. He's Pete Davidson. And his shelf life is only so long. He needs money.
Give me money, give me bitch!
Many U.S. comedians have spoken out against the controversial event. Mark Marone, blasted fellow comedian heavyweights who signed on to the Riyadh Festival. He's blasted probably because he wasn't invited. That's probably all it comes down to. He wasn't, or they invited him, but the money wasn't as much as what they're giving, Hannibal or Burr or Tom Segura. So that's probably it. Quote, I mean, how do you even promote that from the folks that brought you 9/11, 2 weeks of laughter in the desert? Don't miss it, he said. I mean, the same guy is going to pay them is the same guy that paid the guy to bonesaw Jamal Khashoggi and put him in an effing suitcase. But don't let that stop the yucks. It's going to be a good time. Oh, well, yeah. Okay, very controversial. What's going on there? So on September 20th, Tim Dillon, who is set to attend, said his performance was canceled because the Saudi authorities were allegedly unhappy about the comedic remarks he made regarding the treatment of migrant workers. So they already told Tim, you can't come, pal. Yeah, your jokes are not right. So that means like the Saudi authorities and promoters are watching these comedians probably on their YouTube and listening to their podcast just to make sure they're not saying anything that disparages the regime before they come over or saying anything controversial about Saudi policy before they make an appearance at the festival. And I guarantee they're going to listen to it afterwards to make sure they said only glowing things about their experience in Saudi Arabia. Like how many gay people did you see they shoved off the roofs in Saudi Arabia? Probably a few.
2? Maybe 4?
They do that there. They shove gay people off the building roofs. Yeah, it's a bit backwards there, Cratch. I don't know if you know that.
Is it really?
That's what I hear. I don't think they're going to invite us there. We're not saying glowing things about the Saudis.
Hey, for $2 million, I will.
I would consider going it, and I would be non-biased. I would definitely be a paid observer, but I don't know. It's they treat women horrible. They treat gays horrible. That's a tough one. But we'll move on. We'll consider.
So are you implying then that anyone who goes to this festival, any of the headliners, are tacitly approving or even supporting those behaviors?
Well, here's the thing. Would you consider the Saudi regime any more or less evil than the Russian regime?
Is Russia a regime? Are we just using that term now?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say the Putin regime is less evil than historically than the Saudi regime.
There's definitely a lot to be said
when it comes to human rights.
Well, Russia is slightly removed from, but much closer to the rest of kind of European
Christian values. We're talking about things, like Christian values. Like to our knowledge, they don't treat gays nearly as bad as Saudi Arabia. To our knowledge, I know they're probably not big fans, but
are they?
I
don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
I get all my news from Tickety Talk.
You're right.
So.
Yeah, I don't know.
And all they say is Putin bad.
That is true.
Did you hear the newest? Speaking of news, here's the newest one is that Rob Schneider went over to Ukraine and said, "You can do it."
Oh,
impact Putin.
I didn't know. Why would he do that?
That was the story that came out this week. Was after a meeting with his cabal, Trump come back and said, "You know what? We think Ukraine actually can undo everything and go right back to 1991."
Yep.
They'll get right on that.
All right.
Which we know isn't going to happen.
Well, we're going to move on. There was no laughter in that article whatsoever. Anyway, we're going to move on. Let me get some.
You haven't played that one in a while.
No, I broke that up.
What song is that? That's one of your songs.
Oh, it's I believe it's called "Minivan Rock the World." It's about it's about the struggles of the Ukraine war. I wrote that back in 2014. It really is. All these people that are so upset. I'll play this one. This is how young men are dealing with their insecurities. They're dealing with the pressures put upon them in modern day culture. This comes from, I believe, CBS News. And
via TikTok.
Probably pretty close. This is probably CBS's news to get on TikTok. Yeah. This is probably their way to do it because it's not a very long clip. I'll bring this up on screen here and I'll play this.
According to a recent Pew Research survey, 43% of teen boys say they feel pressure to be physically strong. It is one reason some young men are drawn to social influencers collectively known as the Manosphere. In tonight's In-Depth, Adam...
Would you consider us to be in the Manosphere?
Wait. The way that is, the way that story starts off as if it's a bad thing.
Yes.
You should not play sports. You should not be physically active. You should not eat healthy and live a healthy lifestyle and be in decent shape. You should not play soccer or football or baseball or basketball or tennis or whatever. You should not do any of that, Mike. You should sit at home in the basement looking at TikTok.
Playing Fortnite.
Let's do it.
Playing Fortnite, yes.
Well,
because he said the way he phrased that was like 40-something% feel pressure.
Yes. Well, I'll rewind it all the way. We'll start at the beginning. Here we go.
According to a recent Pew Research survey, 43% of teen boys say they feel pressure to be physically strong. It is one reason some young men are drawn to social influencers collectively known as the Manosphere. In tonight's In-Depth, Adam Yamaguchi reports on a program giving young men a new perspective.
You're going to describe a physical sensation in or on your body?
Johnny Cole is the founder of Hey Brother, an organization that seeks to challenge and examine what it means to be a modern man.
Jordan should filter in.
Every other week, Cole and David Reese.
We're doing this so that we can grow into the kind of men that we are proud to be.
Yeah, we should call him brother. I think that's
brother.
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 Hey, brother. Hey, brother.
Hey, brother. Hey, brother.
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 Here we go.
Language arts teacher at Oberlin High School in Ohio.
Oh, my God.
Lead a group of over a dozen high school boys in lessons and discussions focused on the role of men in today's world, a program they call Men's Work.
Why do you think there's a hunger for this now?
I think boys in particular feel this emotional roller coaster, this push and pull of, like, on the one hand, I'm hearing from media and from news that people think men should be able to cry, but I also don't feel I can express myself, don't have enough adult men in my life that actually model that for me.
Yeah, when in your life was there a time when you wanted to cry, you felt it, but you kind of like stuffed that down?
I was gonna say when my dog died. I feel that was just a big part of my life, and for him to be taken just in an instant, it was kind of sad.
According to a recent Pew survey, only 38% of teen boys said they're comfortable talking about their mental health with friends. Santos Navarro is a senior at Oberlin High School. The men's work sessions are designed to discuss and challenge messaging from the manosphere that students like Navarro are frequently exposed to online.
Do you follow anyone who might fall into like the Manosphere camp?
Yeah, I like to work out a lot, and I feel like there's like a lot of like these influencers now that try to like tell kids nowadays to use steroids and stuff like that.
According to a 2023 survey by the American Psychological Association, teens and young adults who reduced their social media use by 50% saw significant improvement in how they felt about their weight and overall appearance.
Well, that is...
yeah, you don't spend time online, you go do something else.
That's a big thing. And stop getting your news from TikTok. I think
this is a weird like positioning of this story. These kids are learning how to be healthy. You can't have that.
The Manosphere.
I think we might be in the manosphere, but maybe on the periphery. So,
by the way, I just want to point out the manosphere as a term is from the UN Women's Council.
Oh, so they probably didn't mean it in a good way.
No, they say they talk right about immediately about online misogyny.
And
I'm a
so
man.
If you're part of the manosphere, you're a misogynist.
Yes. Okay. All right. Let's continue. Like so far, what we're seeing here on screen, teens and young adults who reduced social media by 50% saw significant improvements in how they feel about their appearance. And yeah, I would.
And then they go out and punch women.
Well, that's not in this study. That's a different study.
By the way, this says this is how the UN Women's Council defines manosphere: a loose network of communities that claim to address men's struggles such as dating, fitness, or fatherhood, but often promote harmful advice and attitudes.
I'm a man.
Okay.
Okay.
Go to jail.
Well, okay. Let's see how this report finishes up.
There's a pain that's there, and that pain is real and it's authentic. It's understandable, the draw to the manosphere, because, who is actually talking about some of the struggles of what it means to be a boy and trying to understand these feelings and emotions. And you're hearing from people who look and sound like they got it all together. It's pain layered on pain that's there. We're just trying to offer a more loving way to move forward. That's it. Get up out of your seats.
A way to move forward, one session and one conversation at a time.
I'm really proud of you.
Adam Yamaguchi, CBS News, Oberlin, Ohio.
There's a similar story about that in China.
There is. Yeah, the Chinese are big on this. They never actually defined what they're trying. This is weirdly positioned.
It's so
we're teaching kids how to kind of be aware of feelings, but they never really say it much. But then they're positioning as if you're like, well, then they're out, playing basketball, so they're racists.
Yeah. So what I got out of this is that this high school in Oberlin, Ohio, which is right around the corner, they've had some problems there. I think that's where a lot of the social justice warrior stuff kicked off in modern times. I think they had like a big bagel incident there with.
That's right. I think it shut down a local bagel shop in Oberlin because of the college.
And so that kind of kicked off like a lot of this modern day social justice warrior stuff. At least how it translated online and galvanized a lot of social media stuff.
Before or after the Bake Me a Cake?
That was before Bake Me a Cake. But for this, what I suspect they're trying to do here is like they're putting together these work groups or like basically group therapy sessions for these young men so they won't go online and so they won't go and seek out people like Joe Rogan.
Right.
I was waiting for them to mention.
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't want to promote Joe Rogan.
And also because either promoting or they don't want to be named in a lawsuit because this is from CBS, right? And they just get their pantsuit off them by Trump and a couple other folks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or was that ABC? Somebody. I don't know. But
Trump's suing everybody, dude.
He's winning cases, so.
Yeah, he's Trump. If you say anything about Trump, he's going to sue you, okay?
Sue everybody.
The bagel incident was a Gibson's Bakery versus Oberlin College Oberlin College, for you attorneys out there, 2016.
2016, okay, that was pretty close.
When was the Bake Me a Cake thing?
For Joe? The Bake Me a Cake? Oh, you're talking about in Colorado.
Yeah, it was in Denver.
Make me a gay cake, and the Christian bakery said, "I don't want to make you a gay cake. It goes against my religion." I want to say that was 2016.
Masterpiece Cake Shop v. Colorado Civil Rights Commission, 2012.
Wow, that was way back in the day. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Bake me a fucking cake!
Well, that's what happened. They went all the way to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And the Supreme Court said, well, we can't decide until you make that cake.
Yeah, we got to see that cake first. What if it's a crappy cake? Did you really want that cake?
Yeah, if this cake's no good, we're throwing the whole case out.
So there you go, people. The Manosphere. I guess we're in it. OBDM. We are the thought leaders in the Manosphere. Yeah,
and so Manosphere, by the way, this is interesting because the UN Council on Women, whatever, defines it first. Then they go down below, and then they say the Manosphere, they define it a second time, is where'd it go? An umbrella term for online communities that have increasingly promoted narrow and aggressive definitions of what it means to be a man, and the false narrative that feminism and gender equality have come at the cost of men's rights.
I'm a man.
The Manosphere targets male audiences on social media, podcasts, Joe Rogan, gamer communities, dating apps, and just about all digital spaces. Many participants engage with it while searching for forums to openly discuss or learn about men's issues. But while content may appear to be focused on men's self-improvement, many of these groups promote unhealthy behaviors like instructing boys and men to build themselves up by putting others down.
I don't think I've ever heard that.
No, this is some weirdly positioned. It must be bad because you're not a soy boy who cries about your feelings.
And there's nothing wrong with expressing your feelings.
Yes, there is. Don't express that.
It's just
you want to crush that stuff way down inside. And you want to hold that and sit there silently.
I tried to explain this to my wife, is that a part of being a guy is controlling your feelings. And
shut up.
And
rub some dirt on it. Get back to work.
Is if a guy acted on their feelings and they didn't control them, there would be way more violence in this world. Part of being a guy, a dude, is not acting on your emotions and understanding when to put those down. Really clamp those down, because it is easy to get worked up over stuff. It's easy to start shouting and yelling. And controlling your emotions is something you do have to learn as a guy. Now, there's a way to constructively express how you feel, but it's not in the same way as how women do it. It's not in the same category, and so there is a different approach. And I don't know if this group therapy that they're doing in high school works. I'm not a part of it, but to bash the Manosphere, which apparently we're a part of, Gretchen.
The Manosphere.
Oh, by the way, you're right, because if I keep scrolling down, it says the Manosphere also includes, where is it here? I just scrolled past it. Red pill ideology, or to be red-pilled.
Yep.
Means to wake up to reality in which the world favors women over men.
Yep.
What?
I don't know if it favors women over men.
So they say it's to be red-pilled, and then they define it incorrectly.
I don't know if that's what red pill. To me, red pilling is just like you're questioning mainstream.
Yeah, you're not following the
narratives.
The narratives. Yes. So this says red pill ideology, or to be red pilled. So this is their definition from the UN again, the arbiters of all truth. Means to wake up to a reality that the world favors women over men.
That's not what it means. They totally made up their own definition.
Yep.
What in the hell?
I'm trying to Chad pill people.
And this goes on and on and on and on and on.
I'm trying to sorry pill people. I'm trying to Chad pill people. I ain't about like what they're saying. So they're just making stuff up, which is it's crazy. And maybe that's why they're saying what they're saying on these news reports, is because they're looking at the UN to get all these definitions, and then they're repeating this crap. It is propaganda.
Yeah. By the way, on the Wikipedia article for Manosphere, they list prominent figures such as Andrew Tate, Myron Gaines, not sure who that is, Aiden Ross, not sure who that is, and Jordan Peterson. They don't mention Joe Rogan.
Really?
Yeah.
You'd imagine he'd be like the number one Manosphere guy. Like
there's a reference to him in the references, which leads to an article an article entitled "Platforming the Joe Rogan Experience: Cancel Culture, Comedy, and the Infrastructure." But they don't mention Joe Rogan specifically by name as part of the Manosphere. But Joe Rogan literally says in his intro, work out all day, listen to Joe Rogan all night or whatever it is.
By the way, you look like shit.
And he says that too. By the way, you look like shit. He likes to tear you down before he builds you up.
Hey, buddy, you're not healthy.
Which is probably true.
That's racist, Joe Rogan, probably.
It's probably true. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a very strange. Yeah, I would say. So that was CBS News, I think you said, and that
was CBS,
came out this week.
Not but 16 hours ago.
I would say let's pay attention. I'm wondering if we're going to start seeing this word prop up more and more.
Yeah.
Because the UN article is from May of this year, so it's
they got to get this out
recent.
there. They got to get this out there. Okay. Well, I'm going to give people
concerning.
I'm going to give people a choice right now, and I want you to consider these choices as something that this is going to determine our future for the next 15 minutes. Okay. Very important choice.
This choice will echo through eternity for the next 10 minutes or so.
We can do the top 10 conspiracy theories that try to rewrite history.
Well, we have to do that.
Or we can.
You already mentioned it before.
Or we can do the Popular Mechanics Shag Harbor incident article.
No, top 10 listicle. Start with that.
Top 10? Okay, we're going to do top 10. It's been a while since we did a top 10 list, so we'll do that.
We don't have a top 10 graphic. I'll make.
No, I really need a top 10 graphic.
Yeah. Calling from Springfield.
We're going to do top 10, people. It's a listicle. This is what we specialize in. Pointless list from Listverse, okay?
No.
All right. Yes, top 10 conspiracy theories that try to rewrite history. They're attempting to rewrite history. And people, this listening at home, you can probably think of some that you might be having in your brain right now. But number 10, we're starting off with the fake all-female space flight. Oh, this sounds like a conspiracy theory built by the Manosphere.
The Manosphere. It was fake, or it wasn't all female, or it wasn't a space flight. What's?
Well, we're going to find out. In 2025, Blue Origin spaceflight is not exactly.
Hey, that's this year.
Yeah, not exactly history yet, but still, it did make history by launching an all-female crewed suborbital spaceflight on the New Shepard rocket that lasted 11 minutes.
Yes.
Unfortunately, dozens of conspiracy theories flooded social media before those minutes were even up. Some of the milder theories suggested that the flight was merely a Hollywood stunt. Others called it the height of fakeism because the alleged footage showed a capsule door being shut and reopened upon landing. Well, it did show that. That's what we saw.
Wait. Read the first part, too, how they phrased that it was a Hollywood stunt. Of course it was a stunt.
Some people allege that it was a Hollywood stunt. Well, just take out the word Hollywood and just call it a stunt.
It was a publicity stunt.
A Jeff Bezos stunt.
Even said so.
Yeah, a Jeff Bezos, Amazon.
It came from his fiance, I can't remember her name, whatever. She's like, hey, we should do an all-female space flight. She talked about it. There's interviews about this. I saw it on TikTok. That's where I get all my news.
Yeah, so it was a stunt. It may not have been a Hollywood stunt, but we did see a door open and then shut because Bezos wasn't there yet.
Yeah, they didn't have it ready for the cameras.
Yeah. That's called PR, people. Others called it the height of fakeism because the alleged footage shows the door of the capsule opening and being shut and reopened again upon landing. Some theories even went into detail of the mission patch each woman had on their suit. The patch depicts a rocket soaring against a starry background, but conspiracy theorists believe that flipping the patch upside down reveals the face of Baphomet. Is that true?
What?
So, I don't know. We'd have to take a look at the patch, then rotate it.
Now I have to
180 degrees. No, we have to do this. Now I got to see.
What was the space flight called?
This is called the... Oh, geez. What is it?
Blue Origin something or other.
It's called the space flight...
Tom Pappard.
The Tom Pappard space.
That's what it is. Operation Tom Pappard.
Operation Tom Pappard. No, it was called the Blue Origin space flight. So on one hand, it didn't help that Katy Perry, one of the 6 women aboard, once stated she wanted to protect Mother Earth, only to go on the spaceflight that burned an eye-watering amount of emissions. People were simply determined to call her out for this, and it resulted in even more theories.
Here's your Baphomet, I suppose. I mean, maybe it looks more like a Star Wars character. Honestly.
I can kind of see it. Kind of does look like that cyborg from Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, maybe it does have some Baphomet qualities to it. That's for sure. A lot of these space flights just have cool patches in general. I mean, remember we did a whole segment on weird, messed up space patches.
Mm-hmm.
So besides all that, besides all the theories and the controversial Daisy photo, there was nothing fake about the space flight. The event was broadcast live to millions of viewers. The theory about the capsule door opening...
Wait.
So they're saying it was real because it was broadcast.
It was broadcast live or not, I don't think there were millions of viewers.
They said it was millions.
Okay.
Wasn't it on like the Today, not Today Show, the one of those morning shows? Wasn't that what the one they broadcasted?
Probably like ABC Today.
Yeah, Good Morning
Today,
America.
Good Morning Today to tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
The theory...
Today, tomorrow this week.
And they say the theory about the capsule door doesn't hold water because one crew member should not be able to operate the hatch door from both sides. Well, yeah, that's why it's so weird that we saw the door open from the inside. That's what we said. Like, their debunking sucks.
And by the way, on that, I suspect what happened is because when Bezos shows up there, they have a wide shot. There's several other trucks. There's other people there at the capsule that has just landed. I suspect somebody else went over there and already opened the door, and then they closed it because like, oh, Jeff's not here yet. We want to get a shot of Jeff being there when they land, and so that's why they had to kind of close that door.
Shut that door.
Mm-hmm.
That's a heavy door
because he had to go up. He had to go up and knock, and he had to ring the bell.
Yes, you do. You want to be polite always when opening a space capsule door.
Announce yourself.
That is a squeaky door. You'd imagine that the engineers would have taken care of that, but no. I have two door closes right now.
Why are there 2 doors in a spacecraft?
One, you enter and exit. All right.
That's not how doors work.
Well, maybe. Oh, so that's they have debunked it, and so this one would rewrite history that it was all fake, phony, and false.
How would it rewrite history anyway? This thing didn't even make history. They didn't do anything. There was nothing about this that was historic. Had not been done before.
It was historic. It was the all-female space crew.
Whoopty crap! They were simply passengers. They didn't pilot this thing. They didn't fly anything. They just got fired up into space and back. And not even that. They didn't even touch the firmament.
I'm a woman. I'll look like a space alien.
Because they even called it in that article you're reading there. They called it a suborbital flight. So,
yeah. Well, yeah, okay. Listen, they went up above. They went pretty close to the firmament. Okay, they got pretty close.
They put a post-it note on the firmament.
Let's go to number 9. Number 9, the Freemason cover-up of the Titanic, people.
There we go. Now we're talking.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Much better than Jeff Bezos likes dark chocolate or something.
So in 2015, yet another conspiracy theory about the sinking of the Titanic saw the light of day. Genealogical records of millions of Freemasons had just been released, revealing that several figures involved in the Titanic inquiry were indeed Freemasons. These included the judge, Lord Mercy, Sidney Buxton, and president of the Board of Trade, and 2 assessors, Professor John Harvard Biles and engineer Edward Chaston. Even Lord Peary, who chaired the shipyard that built the Titanic and who was a White Star Line director, was a Freemason. Boy, we got Freemasons are everywhere, apparently, with the Titanic. The conspiracy theory states that the British inquiry, unlike the U.S. Senate inquiry, did not blame the Board of Trade for allowing too few lifeboats. As such, it was supposedly clear that the Freemasons whitewashed the inquiry. However, while there were certainly many Freemasons involved, there is simply no proof that they swayed the inquiry, exonerating those to blame. Another theory bypasses the Freemason angle altogether. Some believe that J.P. Morgan, who was a millionaire banker, single-handedly planned the sinking to ensure the demise of Jacob Astor, Istor Strass, and Benjamin Glutenheim, all of whom were his business rivals. Were they all? They were all on the ship? You got rid of them?
Yeah, a lot of people died there.
Okay.
Let me look at these names that you rattled off.
But we covered the Titanic theory.
Jacob Astor, Isidor Straus, and then Benjamin Guggenheim.
That's what I said. That's the way I remember saying it. We covered the Titanic theory not but a few episodes ago, where they swapped out the ship, for insurance purposes. So they're not even
still alive on the moon.
They're not even talking about the insurance angle here. Number 8, dinosaurs, a Hollywood hoax. Okay. When Mary Anning started searching for and finding fossils of prehistoric marine reptiles in the early 19th century, she probably couldn't have imagined the snowball effect she was creating. However, she never fully received full credit for her scientific contributions, but she did provide crucial evidence for the emerging field of paleontology. Thanks to her work and countless of other paleontologists, we know a lot more about dinosaurs today. We have an idea of how they lived, hunted, and died. But still, there is a significant chunk of the world's population that refuses to believe dinosaurs ever existed. While this conspiracy theory has been around for many years, interest spiked around 2015 with the release of Jurassic World, the slick CGI reignited speculation that dinosaurs were nothing more than a Hollywood trick. According to surveys and studies, many dinosaur conspiracy theorists dismiss the existence of dinosaurs due to religious beliefs. Others believe that they were mythological creatures like dragons that never really existed. No, I think
were dragons just dinosaurs?
Yeah, I think there's a mix. Like there's some cave paintings out there where there's pictures of dudes riding dinosaurs. I think there's some timeline discrepancies is what we got. Like I think dinosaurs did exist. I just think that the timelines are a little goofy, and that mainstream history and anthropology is way off. That's where I'm standing on that. The fact remains that fossils have been found on every continent, with 700 named species and more being uncovered every year. Fossilization requires very specific conditions, which explains why bones aren't scattered across every landscape. But for true believers in the conspiracy, no amount of evidence seems enough. Well, that is true.
Wait. So the concept that bones, organic matter, would be, decomposing for millions of years, and the ones we find have been petrified, or they've been encased in in mud, or things like so in other materials, which is why they then become fossilized.
Mm-hmm.
This I don't like how they positioned this.
It's not a good way to establish a basis to disprove something else.
Well, and they referenced the Jurassic Park movie from 2016?
2015.
2015. Wouldn't the Jurassic Park movie from 20 years earlier than that also have done the same thing?
Probably. That was the good one, right?
The good one.
Well, I think that there's a lot to talk about there, but we'll move on to number 7. CIA testing in gifted classrooms. Okay. During the 1980s and 90s, the U.S. offered the Gifted and Talented Education, the GATE program, to the most promising students in the country. The program was designed to provide these bright students with advanced learning courses and activities to enhance their already strong critical thinking skills. However, some former students now believe that the GATE program was just a front for a secret CIA operation. Well, I could see that. That makes sense.
Hey, wouldn't you want to do it that way?
Yeah, wouldn't you want to start recruiting and grooming young operatives? I would imagine so. They allege that the CIA tested gifted children for supernatural abilities. I think that they did. One former student shared a workbook that included topics such as Russian phrases and code cracking. She, along with others, claimed that the GATE program was linked to the CIA's Gateway program that explored human consciousness. Oh, yes, probably as well as MKUltra and a bunch of other things to crack the human psyche and split personalities at a young age.
Yeah, take these pills and then look at these pictures and tell us what you see.
There is no evidence to support this theory, though it persists online. I think that there is evidence. Okay, there is evidence.
Wait. Just before that, they said that somebody had a workbook or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that evidence?
Yes, it is. So there is evidence. They're conflating the word evidence and proof. There is evidence that this has happened and may continue to happen. In fact, most recently, that shooter in Utah, that kid, may have been part of one of these groups in Utah. I forget the exact name of it. I have the article buried somewhere, but he was part of one of these gifted classrooms, gifted students that was part of these special programs. There is no evidence to support this theory, though it persists online. There is some documentation that U.S. intelligence once monitored psychic children in China. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, we're just monitoring children in China. To hell with the U.S. No, we want homegrown psychics. We want good old-fashioned American psychics. You know what I'm talking
and
about?
Since when are there psychic kids in China?
Yeah. However, the leap to American classrooms remains entirely speculative. Okay? Yeah.
Unlike, the speculation about us monitoring Chinese psychic kids.
Yeah. If they're monitoring the Chinese to see how psychic they are. We know we got psychic kids here. How many per capita psychic kids do China have? That's what we're trying to figure out. Got to get that number. Number 6. Did the Rome Empire ever exist? I like this one. We covered a little bit of this on Doom Scrolling. Ancient Rome is a staple in world history books. Rome was once a small city on the Tiber River that grew into a vast Mediterranean power. The Colosseum, the Parthenon.
Parthenon.
It's P-A-N.
Oh, that's Pantheon then.
Pantheon.
The one in Pantheon in Rome, yeah.
And other landmarks are solid proof of the Roman Empire. Still, there is online conspiracy theories that states the Roman Empire never existed. This fringe theory claims that Rome was invented during either the Middle Ages or the Renaissance to make the Catholic Church look legitimate. Those who buy into this theory argue that we know more. We know about Rome today. What we know about Rome today comes from medieval manuscripts, which could have been forged. They also argue that Roman and medieval architecture are the same, which means aqueducts, roads, and amphitheaters were supposedly built much later. As the case with most extreme conspiracy theories, this one has been relegated to online forums. Historians dismiss it as simply impossible. Roman coins, inscriptions, and runes have been found all across locations the Romans once ruled, but the evidence doesn't sway diehard believers.
This one's interesting to me because, I on the face, how it was presented here, I don't buy any bit of it. We have far too much stuff going back pre-Roman. You have stuff going back 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 years prior to that. But I'm curious to see how they're going to position that.
I can break it open a little bit because with each one of these conspiracies, they do link to a YouTube video of someone talking about it, which could be beneficial. I know we've gone over a little bit of some of the quick hits on Doom Scrolling. I forget the real origin and the justification for this conspiracy. I do like it though. I'm
Greeks.
I like it. I like it.
This ambition!
Everyone knows the glory of ancient Rome. A 2,000-year story of power, prestige, and fall.
Silence!
But what if that never happened? All lies crafted by devious monks of the Middle Ages.
Oh,
and the greatest hoax ever perpetrated on man.
The level of the fraud is staggering. What they did was to take all the Middle Age rulers that they knew about, rename them, and push them back in time hundreds of thousands of years, and create them again as Julius Caesar and all these other fellows.
Hundreds of thousands or hundreds
in
more
such a way that the details of their lives are clearly available to us who can see all of the eras. The guys who made the forgeries could not have known the level of our science now.
A professor and mathematician from Moscow State University and a team of researchers conducted the first ever statistical analysis of ancient and medieval chronicles, applying objective numerical values to the events and people of the past. No one could be prepared for what he uncovered.
Wow.
That nearly every ancient and medieval dynasty were copies of the same medieval history.
Wow.
When he started researching the matter in more detail, he was surprised for himself. He could not believe the results in the beginning himself.
Right.
This suggests that the entire timeline should be different. That means that the historic events that are also placed in time must be wrong as well.
According to Fomenko, our conception of ancient Rome was merely the phantom duplicate of what we know as the medieval Latin Byzantine Empire. Its history artificially moved to Italy and pushed back over 1,000 years.
Everybody who's ever made a movie about the gladiators and those funny little skirts needs to rethink that and put them into medieval garb. Because Rome was actually created in the 1400s. The Catholic Church established itself in Rome after Rome created itself in the 1400s.
Fomenko's theory pissed off historians and academics.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But he wasn't the first to question the existence of ancient Rome. In 1685, French Jesuit scholar Jean Hardouin wrote that he believed that most Roman and Greek texts were forged by Benedictine monks.
He claimed, this is Hardouin, that all the ancient classics of Greece and Rome, having been manufactured of the 13th century under the direction of Frederick II. The guy was making all this stuff up.
As impossible as this sounds, nearly every artifact from ancient Rome can be traced to the Middle Ages.
Yeah.
But perhaps there's no piece of evidence more damaging to the myth of the Roman Empire than Pompeii.
Ooh.
Pompeii was destroyed in an eruption in the 1600s. And we know that because the implements that are uncovered there are medieval in origin. And that there was only one eruption in Vesuvius that could have covered Pompeii, and it occurred in that year.
1631.
Really? No archaeologist has got the balls to reply to any of this information. Absolute silence.
Balls.
Is that a surprise?
Historyhack.com, peoples. There's your little teaser right there. And some people in the chat are saying that this is conflating theories of Tartaria, which is Tartaria is a rumored or speculated lost civilization that was covered in mud.
Mud floods and things, yeah.
Yeah.
And we've had similar things. I mean, we had Howdy McCoskey on to talk about the kind of the rewriting of history up into the late 19th century, I believe it was, right? Late 19th, early 20th century, with the World's Fairs and things.
Yeah,
and that's what people know history from that because they saw them at the World's Fair, and so that's how they wrote their history books. So that was the concept.
Yeah, I like it. You get everyone on board with the same history, and you can move forward as a society and then as a civilization. And then you just...
Well, what about that? We talked a number of times the Smithsonian having, giant's bones.
Yeah, get rid of them.
Maybe related to Nephilim or something, and they still have them. They buried them. They're in the attic, or they threw them away or whatever, and
Well, they're in the basement. And what happened to that full accounting of the Smithsonian by Trump? Trump did order a full accounting of the Smithsonian. And what...
They open the doors, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Huh.
What's there?
It's just a giant gift shop.
We got a lot of milk.
It's just a lot of milk.
A lot of milk
here
at the Smithsonian. But we're almost through this list, people. We're halfway there. Number 5, Merlin and the Magic of Stonehenge. Okay?
Huh.
Yes, if there's one place on Earth that will never stop inspiring conspiracies, it's Stonehenge. This circle is one of the most famous prehistoric landmarks in the world, but no one really knows who built it and why. Some accept theories that the indigenous people of ancient Britain created it for ceremonial purposes. Evidence also suggests that different groups of people modified the site over time. Inevitably, conspiracy theorists have many different theories. Some believe that aliens built Stonehenge. Others insist that it was a Roman temple or a fertility symbol. The strangest theory, however, comes from the 12th century chronicle, The History of the Kings of Great Britain, in which Geoffrey of Monmouth claimed Merlin moved the stones from Ireland using magic. So I like that one.
Or slave labor.
Yeah.
I have spells. I'm going to fly.
Tom
Hanks is casting
Tom
spells
Hanks
over there.
playing Merlin in the movie.
Yeah. Since magic doesn't exist, I don't. He's just saying this out. How are you defining magic? But I'll read this. Since magic doesn't exist, it's fairly easy to dismiss this theory. Archaeology instead dates Stonehenge to 3000 to 2000 BCE, built by communities using sledges, ropes, and sheer manpower, people. Using the manosphere at the time.
The UN was standing right there. They were upset the entire time.
Yeah.
Don't using those men over there to drag things around.
Here we go. Number 4, people. Number 4 on this magnificent list is Marilyn Monroe and the UFO secret. All right.
I heard this one.
This is going to rewrite history right here. Marilyn Monroe was. You haven't heard this one yet?
I don't think so.
This is a great one. This is the core to the UFO file, JFK, and alien speculation. Is Marilyn Monroe was somewhat a polarizing figure, resulting in conflicting public perception. After she died in 1962, rumors multiplied. Some thought the mafia was behind her death and that Bobby Kennedy arranged her murder. Others claimed her psychiatrist or even her housekeeper was responsible. One bizarre theory says Marilyn was murdered because she knew too much about UFOs. I like that one. I think the rumor goes is that while in bed, JFK was like, "Hey, by the way, we're being visited by aliens." Okay,
just having their cigarettes, talking about aliens.
That's how you get Marilyn Monroe in bed. Talk about aliens.
Little blue fuckers about that big.
Yeah. Proponents allege that JFK shared information with her, and she had to be silenced before she could reveal it. Some versions claim that she was preparing to hold a press conference to expose both her affair with JFK and classified UFO secrets. Others allege she kept a diary that was confiscated after her death because it contained sensitive information. There's no credible evidence for these claims. The official cause of Marilyn Monroe's death is acute barbiturate poisoning, pointing to a probable suicide. I don't know about that. Maybe she just overdosed.
Or overdose is quite common.
I do like the UFO file angle. I know Dark Journalist has tackled this topic quite a bit. Obviously, there was an affair going on with not only JFK but RFK. She was Marilyn Monroe accumulating a lot of blackmail material in general, and I'm sure that the Kennedy boys were sharing probably pretty salacious information with her. She may have been taken out. Regardless of the UFO file and what she knew about that, if anything, she was a liability in the long run. So I could definitely see her being taken out for any number of reasons. Why is that so hard to believe?
How did they position this conspiracy initially?
They positioned it as...
She was murdered because she knew too much about UFOs.
Correct.
Spacemen!
She knew too much about spacemen.
Okay.
Number 3, Holocaust denial and revisionism. Of all the conspiracy theories out there, the one that surrounds the Holocaust are the most disturbing. Some people are convinced the genocide of 6 million Jews during World War II never happened, and that the death toll was exaggerated. American technician Fred A. Luster published the so-called Luster Report, claiming gas chambers at Auschwitz were never used for mass murder. Luster, however, had no formal qualifications in chemistry or engineering, and his report has been thoroughly discredited. Holocaust deniers argue that Jews fabricated the genocide to secure restitution from Germany or to justify the creation of Israel. They also claim that there is no official document signed by Hitler ordering the exterminations. These claims collapsed under the weight of overwhelming evidence, Nazi documents, survivor testimony, perpetrator confessions, photographs, forensic evidence, the archaeological findings. Holocaust denial remains a dangerous form of misinformation that distorts history.
Why is it dangerous?
Well, because it creates misinformation that distorts one of history's most well-documented atrocities. That's why it's dangerous. I don't know. That's their claim why it's dangerous.
My understanding, and I'm not versed on this one very well either, but my understanding is the debate on this is not whether or not the Holocaust as we understand it happened at all. It's the numbers.
Yeah, I think that's it. And whether it's 100,000 or 10 million, and if it's systematic murder like that is an atrocity, like at that number.
Well, and the two numbers that we hear most often, I think, are the 6 million we hear a lot, and then we also hear something like 250,000, which is
that's a big discrepancy. That's a big discrepancy.
But that's the if you have X number of people in these camps and you're whatever, you're gassing people and blah blah blah, blah, you do all the math on that. Regardless, 250,000 people getting systematically murdered
it's still an atrocity.
That's an atrocity.
It's a systematic killing of people. Even if it's 10,000 being targeted for your religion or your race.
Israel.
Yeah. So, well, I'm just saying, shoes on the other foot now.
Mm-hmm.
Shoes. I said shoes.
There's gonna be some shit coming out about Gaza in about 10 years.
Yeah.
It's gonna take that long.
Regardless, yeah, it's bad news.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2. This is I like this one. Not as I like the event, but I like
the Holocaust?
No, number 2 here. Two. The Alive Challenger crew. Yes.
Oh, I have heard this one. Yeah.
On January 28th, 1986, the Space Shuttle Challenger exploded after 73 seconds after liftoff. I remember that. I remember watching this at school as a kid, and I remember that they let us come home early, and I ran into yeah, we got to go home early because we watched.
You guys need the Manosphere.
Yeah, we need to man up. You're right.
You need to do. All right, that blew up, so we're not watching anymore. We're doing math,
and we're doing push-ups.
Yeah, we're alternate push-ups and math tables. Go.
I think they let us home early, or it's a half day. I forget, but I remember coming home and telling my mom about this explosion. She had already heard. I thought I was breaking the news to her, like I was some kind of little new reporter, but I'm not.
So start with Mom. Guess what I did?
Guess what I did? I blew up the Challenger. Okay.
Yeah, it was definitely for kids in especially elementary schools at the time. It was well publicized because they had a teacher on board the space crew.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
Krista McCullough. Yeah,
it was a big deal. So after 73 seconds after liftoff, exploded, killing everyone on board. The cause was traced back to an O-ring seal. So they blew an O-ring.
They blow out their O-ring.
Yeah, and failure on the right side, the right solid booster rocket, exacerbated by unusually cold temperatures. So just a cataclysm, a domino effect of.
That's the official story. Was that it was colder than normal that day in Florida. And Florida does get cold in the mornings.
Yeah.
Where's our boy face to the screen? There he is. I see him over there. And they had some ice that formed and did not allow some of these seals to seal properly. And so when because the gaskets were colder, and so during liftoff, you had fuel leaking out and it caught fire and they blew an O-ring.
R is harmful in the chat says, I remember they made us watch this. Watch this in fourth grade. He said in fourth. Well, I mean, what else are you going to do? Read a book? Learn something? No, you get to watch TV for like 5 minutes. So you're probably pretty excited to watch a liftoff Like I was super interested in that stuff. So despite all this that we just talked about there, when it comes to what happened with the O-ring and the cascading failures, some conspiracy theorists insist that the astronauts never died. They claim the crew members were actors who disembarked before taking off, and that NASA staged the disaster to traumatize and indoctrinate young viewers. In reality, the tragedy was exactly what it appeared to be, a catastrophic mechanical failure with heartbreaking consequences.
I'm going to disagree with their assessment there that NASA staged it to traumatize young viewers. I think NASA, if you're going to go along those lines, NASA staged this, empty spacecraft or not, they staged it to raise the profile of NASA, of space exploration in the 80s, which suddenly did become a huge thing in the mid-80s pushing onward. You had the space shuttle kind of revitalized. You remember the original one? They actually named the test unit. They named the Enterprise.
Yeah,
and they had the whole crew there. In the space camp kind of took off as a thing in the early to mid 80s. They talked about the space stations and things. So it was really becoming a thing. And I think that would have been NASA's way to raise it even further in the public consciousness about we can't let this sort of this misstep or whatever, this slow down our push into space and space exploration.
So there is a 10-minute video called Myths You Shouldn't Believe About the Challenger Disaster. And I'm going to play a little bit of this because I'm very curious how they position this. There is some pretty interesting evidence, like photographic evidence, that they either found some people that looked exactly like these people or that they're actual real people.
The space shuttle was one of the most shocking disasters in American history, but it didn't come out of nowhere. From faulty equipment to the fates of the astronauts, keep an eye out for these misleading myths. It was an uncharacteristically cold morning at Kennedy Space Center on January 28, 1986, but that wasn't going to stop the launch of the Space Shuttle Challenger. As it left the ground amidst the roar of its engines, everything seemed to be perfectly fine. But just 73 seconds into the launch, when the shuttle was about 46,000 feet into the atmosphere, it was suddenly surrounded by a massive fireball and dramatically broken to pieces. Pilot Michael Smith's final recorded words of "uh-oh" were the only indication that the astronauts knew something had gone awry. Parts of the shuttle may have reached as high as 65,000 feet before crashing into the Atlantic Ocean. No one on board survived. The disaster was soon followed by an intensive investigation, as well as much media attention. But as much as the Challenger disaster became a part of recorded history, there are still a significant number of rumors and misconceptions about exactly what happened. Considering the tremendous physical damage that occurred shortly after takeoff, I
don't think this is talking about but they do talk about ejection seats right here. I'll move forward to that one.
Rogers reports early on in the shuttle program,
was it unmanned?
They said there's ejection seats, so let's play this part.
Termination procedure was considered. This would have allowed for the rocket boosters to stop firing mid-flight, allowing crew members to evacuate the vehicle. However, this proved to be tricky in practice. The aerodynamic forces that bore down on a shuttle mid-launch were quite significant, and NASA engineers concluded that reinforcing the shuttle for a mid-launch abort procedure would have added more than 19,000 pounds to the vehicle. The idea was largely out of consideration by now.
So this is just like trying to, they're not talking about the conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
They basically said putting ejection seats in there too costly, and they didn't do it. That's what they really wanted to say. So
well, you don't eject from things that. So ejection seats are good for aircraft that are in the atmosphere, in breathable atmosphere, sort of thing, because you have a limited amount of breathable air you're taking with you. It doesn't do you any good to eject it. So let's just say they had jet fighter style ejection seats for everybody on the flight deck of the space shuttle. Keep in mind, I believe, correct me on this, I believe that when the space shuttle launched, people were on multiple decks simultaneously. They didn't all sit in the cockpit. They were in like 2 or 3 different decks of the craft. So they'd have to eject to the side or down or however you're going to do it. Or you do it like a what's the big bomber, the B-1B, like an entire, I think it was B-1B. The entire like capsule like comes out of the top, and everyone stays inside the capsule. The whole like cockpit ejects. I may have the wrong plane there. Either way, doing that, say you're taking off, you're 73,000 or 73 seconds in, and they said they're like 65,000 feet, and they're going to continue upward. It's not going to do you any good. You're going to get hit by G forces that are ridiculous. 7, 8, 10 Gs. You pass out, you're going to land 30 miles out in the ocean because that thing, it takes off. It doesn't go vertical.
I'd take that over being dead.
No, you're going to drown is my point.
Oh, you're going to die anyways?
Because how long, the thing's got like a, what is it, within like 2 or 3 minutes, they're already talking about like, can we land in Spain if something goes wrong?
Yeah,
so they're, the thing's way out over the ocean, which is why they launch from where they do, because if it blows up, it lands in the ocean, not on some dude's house. So the ejection seats aren't going to do any good. So you might as well, instead of ejection seats, which fire from an explosive charge, you might as well just blow up the cockpit if something goes wrong.
It's easier.
Let's do it.
Frightening me is correcting me. It's the F-111 that has the ejectable capsule, not the B-1B.
Okay. All right.
I want 3% credit for that.
And the last one here we got is jet fuel, steel beams, and 9/11. Yes, the 9/11 tragedy has arguably spawned more conspiracy theories than any other modern event. Some theorists contend that the Twin Towers and WTC-7 were brought down in controlled demolition, despite investigations showing their structural integrity was destroyed by plane impacts and subsequent fires. One popular refrain is jet fuel can't melt steel beams. Technically true.
Uh-oh.
Jet fuel burns at 800 to 1,500 degrees Fahrenheit below the 2,750 degree Fahrenheit melting point of steel, but steel doesn't need to melt to fail. Around 1,100 degrees Fahrenheit, it begins to lose significant strength, sagging until collapse is inevitable. Other theories point to supposed seismic spikes that suggest explosions. In fact, seismic records show gradual increases in intensity as the towers came down. Despite these persistent claims, the fact remains Al-Qaeda planned and executed the attacks, resulting in the deaths of nearly 3,000 Americans.
Wait, that last...
Well, 3,000 people.
That last sentence, or the second... No, it's the last sentence there, grammatically incorrect as it is. I don't think that that's the accepted story anymore. That Al-Qaeda planned and executed the attack. I think we've had enough other shenanigans going on that, regardless of how the buildings collapsed, or were they passenger jets, were they military craft, was it a missile, whatever. I think we're beyond the point that just being, some dudes went to a flight school in Florida and learned from Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think we're beyond that.
Yeah, I think so. And that doesn't really explain Building 7, considering that NIST, their models that they use to model the collapse of Building 7, I think those are all proprietary and still secret.
Mm-hmm. Well, and also we routinely have, every time it happens, and we've had, over the last almost 25 years now, a number of them where there's some massive high-rise fire that's burning out of control. There was one in, Kuala Lumpur, there's one in Russia. There's been 5 or 6 of these in the last 25 years. Those buildings don't collapse into their own footprint like they were going straight down in demolition. That's the weird part about it. Because to their point, yes, you don't need fire hot enough to melt steel. You just need it hot enough to deform steel. But if you're going to deform steel, why would it collapse perfectly within its own footprint? It just raises lots of questions. I don't have the answers, except that one guy who did say pull it.
Yes, Larry Silverstein did say pull it. I
thought it was the fire chief.
Well, the fire chief said it, but Larry Silverstein, during a documentary, confirmed on camera that he did say pull it. So there's enough shenanigans around it at this point, enough books, research, that it's not as cut and dry as Al-Qaeda. There were other players involved, bare minimum Saudi intelligence.
Absolutely.
Bare
28
minimum.
Pages?
Yeah, bare
28
minimum.
pages that were extracted from the report, and then they had to put it back in. It was all about Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, bare minimum.
Who, by the way, have an excellent film or a comedy festival going on right now.
Absolutely. Bill Burr will be headlining with Tom Segura.
This is good. This was a good listicle.
Yeah, it was not bad. Good conversation.
And I made a graphic for us for our top 10.
So awesome. It looks great. We got to get over to your segment, Gretchen. We have to.
All right.
I need some marijuana.
You don't want to take any phone calls?
No, we don't have time. I think people want the laughs. They want the news stories. Your segment is the most popular segment on the show.
That's not true at all.
No, it is. Okay. I look at the numbers. I look at the ratings. I look at the overnights.
Look at the overnights. All right, so, oh, crap, I don't have this loaded. All right, here's a story, which, does it have? Hold on, I did not. All right. Sorry. I'm trying to reload stuff here. All right. Wasn't prepared at all.
Oh.
What is that?
What is that? All right. So here is the news story. Here's the news article. There is a local news story to go with this, so we can run that because we enjoy local news stories.
We do. I love it.
And this is a both follow-up news and new news about one of our favorite topics from years ago.
A twofer. I like a twofer. Oh, my God. I cannot believe this, Gretchen. This is insane what I'm seeing right here. Penis Man vandal strikes again. Multiple graffiti tags pop up in Phoenix area.
Penis Man.
My God. So this, people who are new to the show, we covered the Penis Man, I guess, series of news articles that were happening in Phoenix when I was living there at the time. And I saw like Penis Man graffiti live in real time on my way to work. And this was a buildup to right before COVID. And there's a lot of Penis Man tagging going on. And it started to go across America a little bit. People putting up Penis Man. And
it was We Are All Penis
We Are All Penis Man.
Penis Man.
It was like, what, 2020, 2021?
It was a revolution. It was a way of life. This was like 2019.
Okay. It was after that.
Okay. Well, I want to believe it was right before COVID. That's what I believe.
I think it was during COVID.
No.
COVID.
2019. I'll check my archives. But anyways, there is a news article here. He's back. Penis Man's back in a big way. And I remember they did catch one of the graffiti guys. And I guess you can't keep a good graffiti artist down. When you got top-notch quality stuff like this and really something to say, you're not going to...
By the way, I stand corrected. You are correct. Starting in late 2019, the guy was initially arrested in January of 2020. So right before COVID.
You lucked out. Did. Here we go. We're going to play this news story right now.
Take a look at one of the...
Oh, I'm going to get this up on the screen. It's short. It's too bad.
Take a look at one...
Okay. I want longer news stories, but okay. Here we go.
Stories you're reading online at azfamily.com. A profane spray painter leaving graffiti tags across Phoenix once again. 4 years after gaining national attention, you may have spotted the infamous phrase on various buildings and structures all around the metro area. An arrest was made in 2020, but today the tagging is back. So we checked in with Valley law enforcement to see if they've got any suspects on their radar. Phoenix police told us they don't have any information on the recent incidents. Tempe police say they are aware and they are going to provide more information at a later time. So the plot thickens, and we will continue to follow this story for you right here on Arizona's Family.
There we go.
I'd like to know
I was going to say, I'm going to go
gets-
out with a bunch of spray paint tonight, and I'm going to tag stuff, big things that can be seen on the highway.
It was Alex Jones. He did it. I want to know which reporter in that newsroom gets suddenly, as they follow the story again, they get known as the lead Penis Man correspondent.
Did she even say? I don't even think she said Penis Man.
She made a comment at the beginning about how it's family, they're family friendly, and they can't say it.
We got to find a news report of them saying Penis Man, because I only have one clip of them saying it, and it's a good
Penis Man.
It's a good one, but we need more. They got to be talking. More Phoenix news stations got to be covering this.
Penis Man.
Yeah. So no arrests have been made, but online commenters are wondering who could be behind this very public penile penmanship. No way. I think it's we think this is one person. One user wrote, "Whoever is responsible for the recent writings, he or she is both revered and reviled by some on the internet." Yeah, this is a movement. People don't understand. This was starting to be a real movement across the country, kind of like your own little Penis Man fight club. But then COVID happened and really took the legs out from this cultural revolution.
COVID.
One person commented, "I seen it on 7th Avenue and Thomas and 8th and 10th Street and McDowell. Crazy. Is he like a new superhero?" Then this other guy wrote, "I hate this guy." Another wrote on Instagram.
Hate this guy.
That's a bit harsh. If arrested, the person responsible could face a variety of charges, including trespassing, vandalism, and burglary. What's the Penis Man stealing? Why burglary? What's he burgled?
Penis Man.
Yeah, I guess did he take something? I don't know.
7-foot penis.
But call Tempe. So it's back in Tempe. So Phoenix, Tempe's like a little, not even little. It's just like kind of like a subset of Phoenix.
Tempe's huge. It's a massive city as part of the Phoenix Metro.
Yeah, it's right down there. It's downtown, people. Tempe's nice.
Downtown.
But wow, what a follow-up and news story. We're going to be definitely keeping our eyes on this story henceforth.
Oh, and we are not done yet. So now there's a multimedia element in the Carrot Shop you may want to run a little bit of, and you can attach it to the end of the show.
Okay, great. Let's just listen to this. The Ballad of Penis Man. Oh, my God. Yeah, this story broke before AI music really hit, so... Kind of got a Ricky Springfield vibe.
Penis Man.
In the heat of Phoenix midday, there's a figure spraking held high. He's not catching bank robbers, just tagging walls from low to high. He doesn't wear a cape so much as loose cargo shorts and a mask. He creeps by alleys, freeway ramps, leaving scrawlings just because. The cops, they shake their heads in shock. They wonder, who is this doofus? He's not after drug rings or theft. No, he's after public nuisance. Oh, Penis Man, Phoenix's least effective crusader. Your stencils and scribbles won't keep out crime or invaders. You don't stop muggers, burglars, or schemes. You just tag freeway overpasses with Penis Man Supreme. Oh, Penis Man, moral compass is kind of
Penis
astray.
Man.
Arizona sun, you graffiti all day. Downtown, North Phoenix, Tempe too. He's tagged so bold that the traffic sees Penis Man.
All right, I'll play it.
He's the worst crime fighter.
He's out there getting the word out. So he's doing his best.
So everyone can enjoy that after the show or as part of Song Pack 5.
Yes, exactly.
But we're not done yet.
Oh, my God.
I got a follow-up story with another local news story attached to this, which is about this. You can run that from Fox 10 Phoenix with exactly what you wanted, a news anchor saying Penis Man.
Oh, my God. We have an arrest, people. We have an arrest. Holy moly. Let me break this open right now. I'm frazzled. I didn't expect we were going to get this level of news today. This is crazy. Up on screen right here, Penis Man graffiti suspect arrested by Tempe PD.
And I've got 3 stacks on this right here.
That's 3 stacks.
Yeah, we do too.
A man is busted in connection to a series of X-rated graffiti drawings painted in Tempe. Police say Tanner Balangi is responsible for spray painting the phrase Penis Man on several buildings.
Look at that
They say
guy.
the 36-year-old admitted to 2 incidents back in July and August, and other drawings are still being investigated tonight. Today marks 90 days since the state legislative session ended, and that means several new laws are now in effect. A new porn age verification law hits the books.
They just shifted right over to the story on that one.
And when did they get back to Penis Man here? Because that's really the story you want to talk about.
No, there's more information down below.
Okay. This guy looks pretty proud of himself. Gotta admit.
Yeah, he's got
pretty
a nice
happy.
smile. He's like, hey, as soon as I'm out of here, I'm writing Penis Man again.
Investigators say that over the past several months, they have received multiple reports of the phrase Penis Man being spray painted on buildings in Tempe. Now, this is not the same guy. The other guy was a 40-year-old guy back in 2019. This is a younger gentleman who was radicalized when he was in his early 30s. He saw and heard the story of the original Penis Man. And during COVID, he got radicalized during those 4 years, and then he came out swinging.
So you're saying he's a big part of the We Are All Penis Man.
Exactly. Yes, he is taking up the mantle.
Penis Man.
Many of the incidents were not captured on video surveillance, read a portion of the statement. Following a detailed investigation, detectives confirmed that Belengy's involvement in at least 2 of the cases. What we're saying, graffiti is not a harmless act. It costs property owners money, hurts local business, and affects the look and feel of our neighborhoods. Read a portion of Tempe police statements on Belengy's arrest. Belengy, according to police, admitted to committing the graffiti. He is accused of 2 counts of criminal damage in connection with the incidents. Boy, he really folds under questioning very quickly. We got to talk to him about this.
They did the good cop, bad cop thing.
Yeah.
Got him.
Let's see here. Yeah, he's accused of 2 counts of criminal damage in connection with the incidents that happened near Rural Road and Apache Boulevard. That's a good boulevard in July and August. So that's unfortunate. We'll have to follow up and see what he's being charged. What the actual conviction is. Is it fines? Is he going to see jail time here? Maybe it's a slap on the wrist. This is probably not. If it's a liberal judge, this is not going to go over well because this kind of activity supports the manosphere. It does.
This guy's something of an artist. He has an Instagram.
I'd love to see it.
Account with all sorts of stuff going on here. I don't have an Instagram account, so I can only see like the first page of this.
Well, I do. He looks like he posts up a lot of kind of street stuff. He's showing his belly. He reposts a lot of TikTok stuff. And he was accused of a serious federal crime involving male. I don't know. He's got 4,000 followers. So he's a punker. He's homeless. He's a homeless romantic. I don't know what that means. And I guess he has some Instagram links. He's got a link to something called Jizz on YouTube. Jizz and piss. Oh, I see. So he is a graffiti artist, I believe, and this is Jizz full video. It's a skate video.
So he's a skater.
Yeah, it's part of the skate culture. Yeah, he's a skater and punker. Let's see, and then he has got more skate videos, and then he has a podcast interview. So he's probably pretty big in the underground here, and like a punker graffiti artist. So okay, interesting. Okay.
He's also the author of a book called 60 Tattoos I Secretly Gave Myself at Work.
Yeah. You know what? I'll buy that book to help support him. Yeah. Okay.
He also wrote a book called Tourist, How I Failed to Find Myself in Southeast Asia.
So
I look forward to his forthcoming book, We Are All Penis Man.
He should write that. His book, Ex-Girlfriends, LSD, Motorcycles and Canoe Trips, Seinfeld, Skateboarding, Drunk Friends, and Punk Rock, and Shitty Jobs, 60 Tattoos. Okay. And it might be interesting. It might be like one of those kind of Bourdain books, just kind of like memoirs of in the underground. So it could be fascinating. I'll add that to my cart. Thank you. There we go. Okay, it's added to my cart. All right, Cretched, let's see if we can do another news story. Are you ready?
Yep.
Rice, beef, fish, poultry, wheat, and now
coffee. So I'm glad you played that clip because today is this holiday.
Oh, it's this holiday. Today, if you can believe it, people, is National AJ Day.
And it's like Thomas Jefferson said.
Wow. National AJ Day, which was created especially for people with the name AJ.
That's right.
It's celebrated every year on September 27th. This day was founded by AJ Seafood and Oyster Bar in 2019.
Exactly.
National AJ Day is celebrated at all 4 locations of AJ Seafood and Oyster Bar with drinks and food specials. They also give away celebratory shirts throughout the day. Everyone is greeted with a, "Hello, my name is AJ."
Oh, really?
I don't like that. That's not a good greeting to me.
So this obviously they don't mean AJ the way we mean it, but when I saw this headline scroll past, I thought, well, it's too bad it's happening on a Saturday and not a Wednesday. But we do enjoy our AJ clips.
I greet everyone by saying, "Hey, yo."
Hey, yo.
And by the way, "Hey, yo" is taking off like gangbusters online.
Hey, yo.
We are in Hey Yo Nation. If you're listening to this podcast, you're a part of Hey Yo Nation.
Hey,
part
yo.
Part of the Hey Yoosphere?
Hey Yoosphere, yeah.
Hey, yo.
Yeah.
I would suggest you shift to the greeting everybody with "I am Penis Man."
I might, yeah. Okay, we are Penis Nation.
Hey, yo.
Part of the Penisphere.
The Penisphere, which is also part of the Manosphere.
The Manosphere.
AJ Seafood and Oyster Bar was founded. They founded today in 2019 and have been serving cold Gulf Coast oysters since 1984. Why does it got to be cold? Let's see here.
If you get warm and room temperature oysters, then you get violently ill and die.
Oh, that's bad.
AKA,
okay,
that's what happened to Steve McQueen.
No,
was it Steve McQueen?
No, I didn't. I don't know anything about oysters. I don't eat it.
They'll kill you.
The original location is
Marty Feldman, I think, is the one who died of oysters. I'll look it up.
So this whole national holiday is just to advertise the AJ Oyster Bar and Restaurant.
That's how it started, but we
got to
know
hijack
it's actually
this shit.
Yeah, that's right. This is actually for our good friend AJ.
In fact, I'm going to tweet this out to Real Alex Jones saying Happy AJ Day. Please, everyone, retweet this right now before I forget. I'm going to post this up at Real Alex Jones. Happy AJ Day, big
Happy
guy.
National AJ.
You're right. Happy National AJ Day, big guy. Copy paste.
Hashtag we are all penis man.
Hashtag we are all penis man. Okay, there we go.
I hope he sees it. He'll be like, I'm not even going to try.
I'm not going to even reply.
I don't know what the hell's going on with this one.
Let's see here. I mean, I got to since we're doing kind of like AJ kind of news, since it is National AJ Day. I got to bring this up. Alex Jones sports a Hitler mustache on our most recent broadcast.
Wait, what?
I hear the picture is on screen of Alex Jones with a full Hitler mustache.
That's right.
So he did the thing where he shaved his beard and in doing so left it on, but then went on the show.
Yes, full Hitler mustache. Alex Jones, the supplement salesman and far-right commentator, on the hook for $1.5 billion in damages.
Wait, he's a supplement salesman? That's what they're...
and a water filter, too. You know that. He's a supplement and...
I know that, but that's how they describe him?
Yes, they do. Okay. It's a bit dismissive of his show, but that's what they're doing. So what are you going to do? Let's see. So he's on the hook for damages after the family hook stuff. Fashionable in the early parts of the 20th century, the mustache went out of vogue due to its most famous wearer, Adolf Hitler. At least anyone think his new facial hair is merely an awkward gesture. He made immediately clear he was emulating Hitler. Quote, being a white guy that has German features, classical German features, and with a Hitler mustache, it was very interesting, he remarked. I could tell you it had a wild effect on women. I thought they were about to start throwing their panties at me, and they didn't know why. Lex Luthor meets Adolf Hitler, looks with blue eyes, and they just don't know what to do. they're like melting. I'm sure he's being facetious.
No.
I'm sure he is.
Alex Jones being over the top about anything?
Yeah. I'm just saying that he's probably being a little facetious here.
I'm offended by his comment. I also want 1.5 trillion, or how much money does
1.5 trillion.
Trillion, yeah. I need all that.
So there we go. There's a little AJ News sporting a Hitler mustache. Maybe he will talk about it.
Oh, buy my T-shirt. Oh, please buy my supplement. Please get my water filter.
There he is. He's talking about supplements and water filters right there.
You should put that one right next to the I need some money while he's banging on the desk.
Oh, yeah. You know what?
Money, 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 money,
No,
money.
not that
Give
one.
me some money. Give me money. Give me bitch. Listen, all I want some money, and nothing's going to happen. I'm not saying you got to give me money,
I do like this.
but somebody better give me some money.
That's a very quick one. I like that one. Very quick.
That's where you make the money.
Jones has effectively manipulated the courts into letting him skate around the judgment against him, but consequently...
The illegal, immoral,
Yes.
and ridiculous judgment, which will just get tossed if they didn't have
Maybe.
a judge who wasn't a crackpot.
Yeah, I think, yeah. So he's paying some money. You know, he'll pay some of that 1.5.
No, he won't. I don't think he'll ever pay a dime.
It's going to happen.
Nor should he.
Yeah, not that much. No.
So now
Not either.
the same people who are screeching about free speech are now going after him because, well, he upset me and he also encouraged other people to take on violence and say bad things.
But isn't that exactly what they do? Yes.
Different. Yeah, it's different. Can't, no.
I love it.
Okay. All right, Christian. I think we got to get the heck out of here. I think it's time. I think we've done enough damage.
Let's go out on a high note.
Yep. We've done enough damage to the potosphere. The manosphere.
The manosphere.
The manosphere.
The jet fuel can't melt steel beamsosphere.
Yes.
That's where you make the money.
It is.
I mean, they're jacking the water, baby. We
Jack
spray
it hard and
feces
spit
on
on it.
people.
Yeah, we try not to spray feces on people. We try.
And one day they're sitting there nice. The next day they're writing on the walls with their feces.
Probably saying penis man. Penis man and feces on the wall. This is the next step.
We want homelessness and needles and feces.
That's right.
Flying a jetpack spraying feces on people.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, pee on them. Thomas Jefferson wrote this, and it's like Thomas Jefferson said. Like Thomas Jefferson. That's what Thomas Jefferson wanted.
Yes, Thomas Jefferson wants you to write on the wall, penis man.
That's what Thomas Jefferson wanted. Wow, I thought Thomas Jefferson said that. Those are cyborg slaves of Satan with super secret cybernetic cyborg creation.
There we go, people.
Super secret cyborg cybernetic creation.
Hey, you heard of Klaus Schwab?
I have. Hey, everyone. Thank you for hanging out during the Saturday show. You can go to obdmpod.com or ourbigdumbouth.com. Probably be doing doom scrolling on Tuesday with Sam. We'll probably have some more delightful videos for everyone out there.
Unless Sam has to go all the way to Saudi Arabia to do a live comedy show.
Unknown. You know, he is friends with Tom Segura, a lot of those comedians, so it's possible. And I wouldn't... Hey, if they're paying Sam $100,000, $200,000 to do it,
hell yeah,
do it. Yeah. To be just for the story to going over there and seeing Saudi Arabia might be worth it. Seeing how they live, what they do,
show,
seeing if they even laugh. That'd be like, I do American jokes land over there, or are they writing stuff specifically for that audience? I'd be curious about that too.
There's definitely a massive cultural difference. So how well does that work?
Yeah,
pee on them.
No, you shouldn't pee on the Saudis. Do not pee on the Saudis. They do not
start
like
your
that.
show with that. Not performance art.
I pooped in the potty.
All right, thank you, Cratchit. Thank you, everyone. Shablagoo.
Keep watching the skis. There's space shuttles up there.
I don't know. He's got something in his mouth. Curfew is all 1800 edition red.
Now don't y'all go relaxing too much. The boys ain't out of trouble yet. That's about all.
Shablagu. Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.
Till next time, take care of yourself and each other.
Until next week. Nanu. Nanu.
The Manosphere.